Great. So hello, Vincent. Hello, Laetitia. Thank you for being with us. And I'm very excited because you're both alum of the Sur Mesure Method, but you have both developed your own techniques in your job search. And what I think is very interesting is you developed your own, you found your own apps and the ones that work with you and the one that works best. And you're going to share that with us today. So you're the ones who are holding the show. You're going to share screens and Vincent is in Canada, Laetitia is in New York, and you're going to share the screen, and whoever in the audience wants to write an image, a message or ask a question, don't hesitate by either raising your voice or sending a message in the chat. And who's starting? Is it Vincent?
However, I don't mind.
Go ahead, Laetitia.
Laetitia.
I did that on purpose.
As you see, they know each other and off you go.
So hi, everybody. My absolute favorite app, wait, how does it work? My absolute favorite app I'm actually working with is definitely JobScan, and I'm pretty sure everybody here heard about it, but I'm trying to share my screen. I don't know. So, all participants. So normally it should work, no?
I'm going to spotlight your video, and it should be working if you go and share screen.
Let me see. So what I want is actually to share this desktop. Maybe let me see if it works.
So yes. I just started recording again, and I'm going to allow Vincent to start the recording.
So the tool, like there is two tools I actually use sometime. They're very interesting. The first one is a networking platform, and the second one is an extension for your LinkedIn. So let me show you the first one, which is Lunch Club. So basically, Lunch Club, the purpose of Lunch Club is to connect you with people around the world. So the idea is for you to introduce yourself and to describe yourself in a few lines, like through a profile. And basically, you're gonna schedule a match with somebody else somewhere else. You can pick the location, can be in the States, can be in Canada, can be in Europe, India, etc., etc. And you're gonna pick a day, you're gonna pick a time, and that's gonna set you up for networking on one-on-one with someone at the time you specify. And basically, by doing that, you're gonna own some coin, and those coin gonna give you the opportunity to pick to add more like criteria, more filter to your match. And you're gonna be able to be like, want to explore like companies. I want to meet like, specific kind of people. Like, you can pick your match, like, depending on if you want like, someone who's a founder, someone who's an investor, etc., etc. By owning coin.
Vincent, do you want to share first because I'm using that too. Do you want to share first your profile, because you set up a profile first?
I did normally. Maybe not the best profile though. I have to like work again on it. But yeah, so like here's my profile. A little like blurb about myself, where I am, what I'm interested in, and few more like just like opening topics, like to break the ice when you jump on a one-on-one with someone. So basically, my experience with this website was pretty good. I meet many people, mostly in the States. One person in London, UK, and it's very easy to communicate. So like the application, the website, sorry, is like matching you by email, and then you can just answer the email, and like the person is in CC, and they generate like a link, or you can go then like on a almost like a Zoom call directly from this email. It's very well done, very easy, and it's always very also easy to connect with the person you're talking with. Like it's to start the conversation, it's like it's very easy. Everybody is very kind and genuine, and everybody is here for the same reason of networking. And then like you're gonna talk for like 45 minutes to an hour. And what it's very interesting, it's like when you meet someone, eventually at the end, people sometimes are like, all right, like, you know what, I know someone who is doing these specific things that you may be interested to like connect with. So one person can give you contact to like almost 5 different kind of person, which can be the person who's gonna like help you on your project, maybe help you for a job, etc., etc. So it's definitely a very, very good platform, and that's they learn from your match, and the algorithm gonna then match you with like it's gonna be more and more like specific, and yeah, like definitely recommend this platform. And Laetitia, you're also using the platform, right? So like you
Yes, I do. And I just see Monique's question. She asks if we have to be invited. Yes, we have to be invited first.
Yes.
But I mean, I just wanted to answer, if somebody is interested, they can just reach out to us over Slack, because the more meetings you do, the more points you get. And the more points you get, the more open invitation to other people you have. So it's very easy actually to get an invitation. And once you have it, it's just up and going. And then every week on Mondays, usually you get an email if you want to connect this week or not, and how many times you want to connect, if yes or no, or if you pass for the week. And what is nice is what Vincent was saying, that you can always say, for example, okay, I would like only to meet people in New York, or I want just to meet people in this industry, even if all the other or specific people at one point you can. At the very beginning, it's actually generated by their system first for the first meetings, because the AI is just connecting you with random people. So I remember my first meeting, I was so scared because I got actually a CEO in the tech industry in the Silicon Valley, and I was like, oh my God. And I was like, actually, I didn't understand. I was like, we don't really have, I don't know what to talk to him about. And actually, we had a lot in common I would never, ever have guessed, because he was actually creating the whole digital training app for Estée Lauder, and I was at Estée Lauder before, so it was very interesting. And then at the end of the day, we discussed about a lot of things, and he had actually ideas for me in which way I would be an amazing addition in an IT team, because they have experts and engineers, but they don't have business people who tell them actually what they need to know and what they need to research and what they need to achieve. So, and they need to have binomic teams. So, and it opened me a lot of additional point of views where I would never have gone before. And he told me, for example, oh, you should look at job postings at Intel. And I was like, Intel, really? And he was like, yeah. And it was really interesting. So it was amazing. And these people are always happy to just talk to you, to connect, to exchange, to brainstorm. And they're really willing of connecting you further if you have a really good connection. So it's great.
Can I quickly ask, what is the frequency at which you follow up with the candidate, the people you've connected out? And maybe if you can tell us, since you've used it, when did you start using the app? How many lunches or meetings you had since? And have you developed a deeper or meaningful relationship with any of them? Meaning, are there some people that you speak now regularly or email or contact regularly?
Well, on my side, I think I did like maybe six matches so far, using the website since a couple of months. I don't know if I mean, all my connection went very well. It was always very interesting. Uh, like like different kind of profile. I talked to someone who owned an agency in New York of advertising. I talked to with a woman who just launched like a platform online, a video platform online for conferences. But you know what is interesting? It's like this person, for example, that I met on Lunch Club, who owned an agency in New York in marketing. Few days after was Vincent. I actually matched on Lunch Club with this woman based in LA who is in the event industry. And she actually would love to move to Canada from LA. Can I connect it? Can I connect you guys, you know, together? And you know, he connected me with her. We jump on a call, so out of the platform, and she, you know, herself knows someone in the event field, very on the luxury event field, like which I'm doing. So now I'm get connected with this person. So just like a reminiscence, you know, just like a beautiful connection for people. And I think that's where is the beauty of Lunch Club. Everybody is like easy peasy with that, and everybody is here with the same goal of connecting, talking, and literally networking.
Great.
Yeah, and for me, actually, I started end of the summer, and I did really one a week, and it was 6 or 8. I don't remember exactly. I think it was 8. And actually, with 2 of them, one I got connected on LinkedIn, and we are always still emailing back and forth about fashion and sustainability and stuff like that. And another one was actually somebody I knew the name of, and we both knew our names, but we didn't remember where we met. And so we were actually member of the same, you know, club before, and he was actually the what was it? He was the member director. So
Nice.
I had actually a lot of mails back and forth with him without never seeing him. That's why we didn't really know each other. And then it came out, and he's in the creative field. He moved to LA, and we actually have now connections every 2 months approximately since then. And so he's actually asking me for some feedbacks and some stuff, and then he's also networking with me and asking me if he can help me to connect me with other people in the industry. And it's more actually entrepreneurship and more startups. So it's super interesting because he gave me a lot of names to connect with, and he connected me with people. So it was really nice. And yeah, I can only recommend, because it's nice also to test how you present yourself and how people are reacting to it without having the pressure behind that it's an interview.
Yeah. No, because it's not working. It's actually just, you know, connecting for no reason other than, and I think that there's something very interesting, and correct me if it's not, but since the year on COVID and everything has been so organized, you are planned to meet that person, and you know, it's really restricted this more impromptu relationships, right? Meeting somebody by chance in the street, or meeting somebody by chance at the office, or meeting somebody by chance in a restaurant or in a cafe. So this is very interesting because it brings the impromptu aspect of meeting somebody that you never know, you know, how or when, or, you know, meeting somebody when you're traveling. So it's great. So I would love to move on to the next app, if you can. I think,
yes.
Vincent,
so the next app, which is a website and an extension for your browser, it's called Crystal. So Crystal is an extension who basically gonna scan people profile on LinkedIn, and through like a very powerful algorithm gonna give you some recommendation on how to talk to the person you are looking for. So it's actually based on the DISC assessment, which is like a famous self-assessment for people. And so if we do like a quick example here, let's say I want to scan Laetitia. Laetitia profile. I did Agathe last time.
Yeah, true.
So, you know, I'm gonna get this little like extension on the right side of my screen, view personality, where they're gonna ask me to sign up, which I haven't done. So basically, like if I go on the an actual the website, they recognize like the person I scan. So for example, if I go on the person I scan Agathe a few months ago. So I click on her profile. I'm gonna have how to make a sales pitch to Agathe Lerolle, because I'm on the sell part of the website, and they're gonna give me the do and the don'ts about communicating with Agathe. But on the same way, it can be like, to say no to Agathe, and I'm gonna have the do and don't to say no to Agathe. So that's just very, very interesting, because it's often very, very, very true.
I agree. He scanned me. There was a whole profile on, you know, the first expectations, and I have to say it was really impressive how it was precise. And you can, what is interesting is I don't think the last time you showed this to me, there was all these options on how to say no, how to close a sales pitch, how to whatnot.
No, yes, correct. They improve the tool actually, and I realized that, you know, like with what they say, there is apparently a lot of companies using this extension. There's a lot of like company like Nike, Apple, were using that to hire people, because we're also like now they do like hirings for candidates in order to like source candidate on LinkedIn. And basically this is the way that when you click on the extension on LinkedIn, this is the way you're gonna like have information about people. And for like a certain amount of money per month, I think it's starting at $29, you can have access to this website.
Yes, because I think it's free for a number for 4 profiles or something like that.
Correct. If you sign up and then you sign up on the extension on LinkedIn, you can do like I think 4 profiles every month. So and no, that's definitely very interesting. It's definitely very true, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be like just a plus to communicate with people. So yeah, definitely recommend this website.
So Vincent, you have additionally to signing in to the app, you have to click on the extension on LinkedIn.
Correct. So like you're gonna start up, you're gonna get started free. So you're gonna create your accounts, and then you're gonna download the extension, and then every time you're on LinkedIn, you're gonna have this panel on the right. You're gonna log in, and you're gonna have your you're gonna be able to scan the profile.
Okay. So this is great, because so for a month is pretty good. If you have
something. You can do mine. I want to see it.
I'm trying to connect. Yeah, here we go. So predicted personalities. Let's see, Laetitia.
I'm giving her bigger screen.
That is so strange. Oh my goodness. AI is so impressive.
Yeah. It's definitely like very interesting. All right. Here we go, Laetitia. Okay. Your driver, ambitious, determined, and confident.
Oh.
Enthusiastic, very true. Serious and decisive in execution, very true. So basically, on the right side, then you can what does I want, which kind of tips I want for like which reason, you know, like is it I want to negotiate with Laetitia, I want to discuss pricing about something, I want to follow up, say thank you, etc., etc. And basically you're gonna have like a bit more like information by categories, like which is, as you can see here, behaviors, energizers,
wow, completing projects more quickly than others. Wow.
Agreed. So Monique is asking, have you used the crystal recommendation for a pitch or job? And what was the result? I'm curious about your result with this.
Yes. So I actually use it like a couple times. I don't pay for this extension, so I only used the free the for free scan I got every month. And basically I use it like a couple times, more like before the interview, or like before like an interview with someone, or before like actually once I did it for like a lunch club, I scanned the profile of a person more like as a more with curiosity, in order to like, you know, get a sense of what to expect during the call with a person, and which kind of person I'm gonna talk with. And it's actually very interesting because I remember being very amazed by the prediction this extension gave me versus the person I met, and I was like, this is almost scary, because it was very, very true. So yeah, this is the only kind of like results I got from that.
Well, I think it's very interesting because if you have an important contact that you want to reach out, I think that's a great plus to connect.
Correct. And you can compare people, as you can see here. You can compare people, you can, you know, comparison with like, you know, like somebody else, and you're gonna see the style of people, you know, you're gonna see like Agathe versus like Laetitia, and you're gonna see, you know, like optimistic versus pragmatic. And I think it's like actually right now I have you guys both, and it's actually very funny because I find it kind of true.
Okay, fantastic. Well, this is a great app. And now, Laetitia, I don't know if
Yes,
you can share your screen.
Let me see if it works now.
Monique has a quick question for Vincent. On LinkedIn, you can see who views your profile. Do people know that you are using Crystal to view their profile?
So no, people cannot know you're like scanning their profile with this extension. They will, as always, just see that you visit their profile, but they will like they won't know you scan it.
Okay.
But when you're gonna talk to them, they're gonna be surprised and be like, "Wow, this person now talking to me."
Let me see. I don't know why it's not working.
So Vincent, do you use JobScan? Do you want to share your screen? I'm not using it, but if you have it, we can offer. If not, I can. I'm happy to share my screen.
Let me see. Security and privacy. I have to change something.
I will let you like eventually like share your screen because I'm not set up with the JobScan right now.
Okay.
Oh, let me see. Something is actually in my computer. I need to change some settings, obviously.
Okay, so maybe what we can do is I can share the screen so you can talk about. You can.
Yes, maybe just in between. So what is amazing with JobScan is I don't know if you have a login or something. I guess
I don't.
You don't.
No.
So just
log in with LinkedIn.
Yeah, why not? I'm not sure if it works. Yeah. Otherwise, what I can do is afterwards I can do, you know, some screenshots that I can put together and send to everybody if you want, based on my app. Because so what you can do is what I like with a job scan is actually that you can really match your resume with your job application, with your job description. So usually you go on the scan, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you can start your first scan. And what you do is here, you put your resume on one hand. It's better at the very beginning to put the Word document and not put the PDF directly, because the Word document will give you some additional formatting issues on your resume that you wouldn't have if you directly put the PDF, even if you send the PDF afterwards. So this is a great point. And then you put on the right-hand side the job description, and you can actually scan. It's good that you have something already.
No,
I
no,
already
it
prepared
gave
everything.
the sample one. So it gave me
it's the sample one. So
yeah.
That's great. So in this case, so you are here at 55%. So what I noticed is so what is important, because it's actually moving from alone, I try to follow. So
Okay.
What is very great here is the ATS tip. So it's always important after you scanned that you add the company, because it's not always written here. You have to put it manually in. So that you put the company, and that you put the URL where you found the job scan. This is super important, because as you can see here you will have a green check if they are working with an ATS system. If they don't work with an ATS system, you will have a cross. So that will tell you actually if you have to be ATS compliant, or if you would prefer for certain positions doing another CV that is more design, or what is more, better visually to present than the ATS standard.
But you're saying, so you have to add the company's name in your resume?
It's all, yes. So what they actually tell you to do is that here you have to integrate it, but they tell you actually once you scan, if you don't have the company name at the top of your resume and the position, it will tell you that it's important to have it.
Okay.
And actually it gives you some additional percentage on the result to be at a higher percentage match. So it's always important. What I did at the end of the day with my CV is I changed it, and over my name and everything, I put actually always the brand and the title under my name and my presentation, in the first block where you present yourself with all the additional, contact information and stuff like that before the profile, because that helps a lot.
So you would put Laetitia Blum, your phone number, your email, and then you would put for the brand company you're applying to and the position.
I actually put it at the very top, but in a smaller size font. And then underneath, I have my name, which is really big, and then actually my contact information.
Okay. And so here, recruiters finding.
So yes, so the recruiters finding this is why actually it's important to put the Word document first in there, because it can actually directly give you some information, not only on the words and everything that you can see here. It gives you also information on if your margins are not correct, if your fonts are too different, if you have more than 3 different fonts or 3 different sizes of fonts that you use in your CV, it's not good for the ATS. Or if you have a color that is not really readable, it will tell you. So, and if you put a PDF, it's more complicated to get that additional information.
Okay.
So here, I would always be careful here on the words to avoid, because the words to avoid are sometimes also the soft skills that are actually requested. So they tell you here in a generic basis, never use self-starter, never use team player or proactive, but in the soft skills, you will have them. So don't really look at this.
Okay.
So this is one point I would not look at, because then you will have exactly the same words in the soft skills that you need to have.
Okay.
Even if they tell you here that you shouldn't have passionate, proactive, self-starter, enthusiastic and stuff. So yeah, then in the section skills, so it will give you all the skills that you have in your resume and how many times, and in the job description. So what is important here to see is actually it's the percentage that will come out of the scan is not only the percentage. It's not based only on if you used all the words, and you don't always have to use all the words, but also how many times you used it in comparison to the job description. For example, here you can see mobile, you have it 8 times in the resume and 8 times in the job description. If you have it only as 1 time in your resume and 8 times in the job description, and obviously it's a hard important skill, then it will actually lower also your match.
Yeah.
So this is also something that is important, not only the words, but also how many times and what is the importance of each skill. So, and you have here the hard skills, and you have more when you show more, and you have also the soft skills underneath.
Okay. So, and job recommendation, oh, they give you other job recommendations.
They give you all different job recommendations, yes. For me, it was not always matching, but I mean, it's still good to look at it. But what was it, what I wanted to say? What was important is also for the skills, there is one new thing on the skills. Now, when you go on the skills, just always, so on the soft skill or on the, you can normally double click on them and you see exactly where they are. They will show up actually on the job description. So you see the whole bullet point, how it's presented. So you can adapt actually your resume at the same time. And you will see also that a lot of the skills sometimes are not actually job related. So I always double check that, because sometimes you have to delete some skills, and you can do that because sometimes it's skills that are related to, you know, the equality, how do you say, what is more, you know, company related. How they are choosing their candidates, and that they are not discriminating and stuff like that. So it's not, or it's actually skills that are integrated in the job description, but not related to your job, that are actually the cross-functional team's job. Okay. That you are working with. So you always have, when you go to the skills, so the list with all the skills, you have normally, you can click on directly next to the skill and delete it, so that it gives you a correct. So here you don't see it because it's obviously a wrong, an older version of the report, of the scan report that they're showing here. But you can actually here, when you go on innovation, for example, normally there is a little gray. In the newer version, you have a little gray cross that appears next to it. If you click on it, it disappears and it doesn't count the skill anymore when you rescan. Okay.
So this is very interesting because I think you have used it to find your job, or did
I used it a lot, and actually it's so sad that I cannot share my screen, because I had actually a whole list with all the scans with the percentages, and I wanted actually to show you a real example, how you do it. And
you want to try to do you want to try to log off and log on again, or log off the Zoom and join back on the Zoom to see if that would help?
I could try. I think it's not the Zoom. It's wait. Let me see again if computer. I can.
Okay, so this is so first, thank you. Laetitia. So this is JobScan, because I saw that Jan entered the room. JobScan is an app that allows you to input your resume and a job description position and matches to see if you are matched or not. And you can go into it. And I think you have a few 5 free scans a month or 5 first free scans to use them. Great.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Would it be possible to repeat the information about the hard skill comparison? I wasn't clear about the numbers. Are they supposed to be the same, equally weighted?
No, because you don't want a 100% match, and it's barely impossible to get a 100% match in total. But I mean, you will see actually the importance of each skill based on how many times it appears and how high in the ranking it is. And you should actually, if there is a skill that is mentioned 5 or 8 times, you should at least mention it 3 times. At least in your resume. And I have to say, what I noticed is I got contacted each time I went over 80%.
Okay. So you got each time, and you knew that the company was using the ATS because you saw it immediately. So if a company is using an ATS, so can you tell us a little bit about companies? Are any company using the ATS, or is it smaller companies or larger companies that you applied?
It depends, actually. You know what I noticed is actually as soon as it was over easy apply, yes, you have the ATS.
Yep.
Even if it's a mini company and a small company, and you know that normally they wouldn't have the how to say,
Yes.
The people actually in the company really working with this type of system. But otherwise, it's really rare actually that I didn't find an ATS.
Okay. And so,
for example, I had one, it was Tribeca Film Festival. They didn't use the ATS, and you could apply via LinkedIn, but you were actually transferred to their site. And there they had a lot of different things that they were asking. They were not asking only for your CV, and they didn't actually want a cover letter. They had some additional questions, like what is, I don't know, what is, for example, a media content that struck you in the last month, why, and stuff like that. And then they were like, in lieu of a cover letter, we would like something that you wrote. So it was just like very different, or they asked for a portfolio or stuff like that you could upload.
So this is interesting also, I imagine, Laetitia, because in a way, if you're above 80%, then you should apply, because most likely you will receive a response, and under 80%, don't bother or
no, it
apply,
depends on the, yeah, it depends on the companies. I would definitely go over 75, between 75 and, I mean, it also depends on how many people are applying and how many people really reach these high goals, because it's, at the end of the day, it's a percentage. But I would say between, I got also some responses from resumes I sent at 73%, but underneath this, no, it doesn't make sense. It's work that you do for nothing.
Okay, and you've been using it for how long?
I've been using it since July.
Okay.
So I evolved with it.
This is great because
I
this is interesting. We couldn't find an email address in your cover letter. Believe it or not, I've had resumes with no contact information, like either the phone missing or the email missing.
Wow, no.
Which is, I know as a recruiter. So I don't know if anybody has questions on it. And I'm sorry, Laetitia, that you can share.
It's so strange. And even in the privacy, wait, maybe I can now.
Okay.
Right?
And